I've been waking up slow with the weight in my chest, like the sun forgot how to shine in the west. And I smile when they ask, say I'm doing just fine, but there's thunder rolling quiet in the back of my mind. Some days are light, and some days I fake, and some days I break for my own damn sake. Well, the thing is, I'm trying, even when the voice in my head keeps lying. It's a war just to get out of bed, but I breathe in deep and I face it instead. No, I'm not alright, but I'm fighting to be. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I got friends who don't call, and I don't blame them. Hard to hold space when your world's gone vacant. And I wish I could tell you what's missing inside, but it's foggy in here, even with open eyes. I wear my silence like armor, I know, but there's hope in the cracks where the light starts to show. Well, the thing is, I'm healing, even when I don't trust what I'm feeling. Every scar is a line in my song, every stumble's a sign. I've been walking this long, and I don't have a map, but I've got my feet. Well, the thing is, I'm still me. I won't lie and say it's easy, but I won't hide the storm inside. If you're walking through the darkness, take my hand, we'll walk side by side. Well, the thing is, we're learning, and the fire in our hearts keeps burning. Even when the night feels too long, the strength in the fact we go on. So if you're not okay, let this song set you free. 'Cause the thing is, you're still you, and that's still enough for me.
What is going on, everybody? And how are you doing, Charlie?
What up, what up, what up? I'm doing pretty good. I had a long day today, still got to do some cleaning, lifing.
How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. Spent time with the family. How was your weekend going? Everything going good? I see you got you a new haircut over there. Look at him looking over there with that good haircut and the beard all nice shaped and stuff.
Yeah. So, I had a rough weekend because my sciatica was acted up. So it was painful getting out of bed this weekend.
I get that.
Yeah. Every time I got out of bed, it felt like my leg was going to give out. So that's my weekend. But today I had a bunch of errands to do today, and I got out and everything was fine.
Hey, that's small blessings. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Sometimes we have our bad days, we have our good days, we have our okay days.
All right. So we got a couple of articles we're going to go over today's live. It's called Today's Live is about coping mechanisms. And what's going on, J Mode? How you doing?
Hey, babe.
So we talk about mental health, we talk about bipolar, we talk about everything. We talk about stress, we talk about anger and feelings, and we talk about all these different things. But coping mechanisms we don't really talk about. So, but we hint at them during each live. We hint at coping mechanisms, but we don't talk about them really. So, I want to read this article. It was published October 23rd, 2024. And it's in the Cleveland Clinic website. So, stressed out, use these 14 healthy coping mechanisms. Fill your coping tool belt with healthy skills like getting outside, writing in a journal, volunteering, laughing, or talking with a friend. Okay. In a world where stress is around every corner, you've missed your work deadline, your kid forgot their soccer cleats at home, you're in the middle of a divorce, or caring for your elderly parents, it can be helpful to have coping mechanisms. The good news, you're probably using a handful of coping mechanisms each day to help navigate stressful moments and manage your emotions. But are your coping mechanisms healthy or unhealthy? So, psychologist Brianna Markley, PhD, shares the different types of coping mechanisms and which strategies can help you cope. What is a coping mechanism? A coping mechanism is a strategy or a technique someone might use to navigate stressors. Or to put it simply, coping helps you deal with difficulties in everyday life, explains Dr. Markley. Coping mechanisms work because they allow us to be responsive to stress rather than to just experience the stress with no defense. Stress can cause a whole host of symptoms, such as exhaustion, muscle tension, high blood pressure, panic attacks, anxiety, and depression. Someone might need to use several coping mechanisms when dealing with stress, discomfort, uneasiness, uncertainty. You name it, she continues. We often think of coping as a way to respond to either psychological or physiological concerns. Types of coping mechanisms. I'm going to read those and then I'm going to let you go to the next one, all right?
All right, gotcha.
Yes. What's going on? Postcards lost along the way. How you doing? See who else came in. All right. So, types of coping mechanisms. Make sure I didn't go too far out of the way because I don't want to get too far ahead. Okay. When it comes to how we cope, we can either use active coping or avoidant coping. Active coping means you're working to address a concern in a direct, head-on manner. For example, you're managing a stress at work or school. An active coping strategy would be to brainstorm possible resolutions and then work from there to resolve the problem, explains Dr. Markley. Whereas with avoidant coping, you may direct yourself from your concerns or ignore or minimize your problem in an effort not to face it. It's like putting a Band-Aid on a wound. While it might offer some temporary relief, it's likely not going to be helpful or effective in the bigger picture. You can also think of different types of coping mechanisms through the lens of adaptive coping versus maladaptive coping. Think of adaptive coping mechanisms as positive and healthy coping skills. Maladaptive coping mechanisms as negative or unhealthy coping skills. From there, coping mechanisms can fall into three styles. Action-based coping, also known as problem-focused coping. It aims to help identify, resolve issues that cause stress. Example is asking for help, communicating your concerns, or setting boundaries. There's nothing wrong with those. Those are actually, you should do those in your daily life. Don't be afraid to ask for help. communicate your concern or problem, and set boundaries. There's nothing wrong with any of those. You just got to implement them in your life. Cognitive-based coping. With cognitive-based coping skills, you're attempting to change your thought patterns or perception of a situation that causes anxiety and stress. Examples include writing in a gratitude journal or practicing positive self-talk. Here's a good way of practicing this, okay, is standing in the mirror, okay, and talk good about yourself. If you don't want to write good things about yourself in a journal, practice standing in the mirror, looking at them in the mirror and saying you're a good person, you're an amazing person,
You're beautiful.
you're
You're
beautiful.
loved.
Yes. Talk good of yourself. Don't look down on yourself. Emotion-based coping. Emotion-focused coping aims to assist in navigating the emotional experience from stress, shares Dr. Markley. Maybe you can't fully fix or problem solve your stressor, but you can manage the way that you respond or react to it emotionally. Example include deep breathing or talking to a friend. You hear that? Talking to a friend.
Facts.
Yes.
Such as us. Hi.
Yes. When you're going through something, don't ignore that friend, that person that cares about you.
And just know that, if in case you need to actually reach out, you can hit up Mr. Eddie at allthingserious1@gmail.com. And we also have a Discord to, reach out to somebody. There's always help to be found if you just reach for it. And I know I wouldn't mind, reaching out if you needed my email, or neither would Mr. Eddie. Like, trying to, like, we know where ourselves have been. You know what I'm saying? And a friend, and just being there. Sometimes you just need somebody to listen, and sometimes you need healthy strategies to help you get through a situation. You know what I'm saying? Instead of self-medicating or using the unhealthy coping mechanisms, which we're going to get into. And you may go ahead and start reading, Mr. Eddie.
I'm almost done.
Okay.
Okay. I'm going to finish talking about the healthy coping skills to focus on. And then when I get done with that, you can do the unhealthy.
Okay.
So, healthy coping skills to focus on. The first step in focusing on using healthy coping skills is to know the difference between healthy and unhealthy coping. To be able to identify what skills are more adaptive or less adaptive, says Dr. Markley. It is important to know not every skill will work in every situation. It's imperative to know only have a variety of coping skills, but to be able to adapt your coping skills in certain circumstances, she adds. From there, it also helps to be self-reflective and examine how you've been doing at navigating stressors in your life. While there are many healthy coping mechanisms, Dr. Markley shares some common ways to work through a stressful situation. Try meditation. Spend a few minutes each day meditating. Practice deep breathing. Try one of the many deep breathing techniques, such as holotropic breath work or box breathing. Exercise. This could also include movement of any kind. Consider light stretching, walking, dancing, hiking, biking, lifting weights. Really movement in any way that feels good to your body. C suggests. Left one good one out. That works your whole body.
That's a good stress reliever too.
Yeah.
Just saying. Just saying.
You just got to have the right partner to do it with.
Very true. Very true.
And you guys know what I'm talking about. I'm not going any further. Okay. Get outside, whether it's gardening, taking a walk around the block, spend time in nature. Snuggle a pet. A cuddle or two with your favorite furry friend can help reduce stress. Write in a journal. Take time each day to write down your thoughts and feelings, or even list what you're grateful for. Immerse yourself in art. Visit your local art gallery or museum. But this can include listening to music, reading a book, or watching a movie or TV show that you enjoy. Talk to a friend. A trusted friend can be a great outlet for sharing your stress and help you work through problems. Think positive thoughts. It can be easy to think negatively when you're dealing with a tough situation. Instead, try positive self-talk and affirmations. Volunteer. Consider volunteering at a local organization. Not only will it help others, but it can also help you reduce your stress. Get laughing. Listen to a funny podcast, a comedian, or talk with a friend who always cracks you up. Try aromatherapy, whether it's burning a candle or using essential oils. Certain scents like lavender, pine, sweet orange, and lemon can have a calming effect. Engage your senses. In addition to lighting a candle, think of how you can engage all of your senses. This typically a really nice way to ground yourself and bring yourself back to the current moment by engaging your senses. So, what is engaging your senses? So, for example, you might take a warm bath, wrap up in a cozy blanket, put on some comfy clothes, or even place a cool washcloth on your forehead. Unplug from technology. Put down that phone and take a break from social media. Man, I tell you, the one thing that they left out of all this is your partner. So this mainly targets single people, in my humble opinion, because it doesn't say rely on your partner for anything.
And your partner can be a great tool. Just a hug, a kiss, a speech, or just talking to them, hearing their voice. Like, a lot of people don't understand how that in itself can calm down the beast within.
Yes. But one thing, I'll tell you this from experience: being sexual with your partner can be stress reliever. Okay. Especially when you finish, you can lay there and just breathe. I'm not going to act it out. No. But you get what I'm saying. All right. Your turn, Charlie.
Understanding unhealthy coping mechanisms. Maladaptive coping is an unhelpful way to attempt to address stressors, clarifies Dr. Markley. With maladaptive coping, you are responding in some way, but it might not be the most effective strategy that you could utilize to resolve your concern or cope through it. Examples of unhealthy coping mechanisms may include consuming too much alcohol, using drugs and other substances, engaging in impulsive behaviors like gambling or reckless spending, outbursts of anger or aggression, ignoring the problem, blaming others, engaging in self harm and negative thoughts, binge eating or restrictive eating, isolating yourself from others. There are certain factors that can contribute to an increase in maladaptive coping. For example, elevated and persistent levels of psychological or physiological distress can lead to less adaptive coping. She says, if you're constantly bombarded, whether by psychological stress or physiological stress, it can make it really difficult to engage in the fight against your stressor by using unhealthy or healthy coping mechanisms. While these unhealthy coping mechanisms may provide temporary relief, it isn't dealing with the problem. So your problem is likely to reoccur, Dr. Markley points out. That using unhealthy coping mechanisms may also mean you end up creating more issues for yourself. It can actually multiply problems and create a complicated and compounding series of stress for people. She warns, maladaptive coping may negatively impact your mental health and your physical health at times. It can also impact your relationships or ability to engage with others effectively. Bottom line, have an assortment of healthy coping mechanisms. It can pay off to have a variety of healthy coping skills as you head through life. We need a well equipped tool belt of coping skills because stressors are going to look and feel different. They're going to impact you and affect you differently, emphasizes Dr. Markley. When you have a good tool belt of different coping skills to choose from, you're more likely to be flexible and responsive to a particular stressor. Healthy coping skills allow us to be responsive rather than to experience a stress with no defense. And in some cases, if you feel like you're turning to unhealthy coping mechanisms or are finding it hard to get relief from the healthy coping mechanisms you use, it's okay to talk to a healthcare provider or a mental health professional. Coping can be tricky business, and sometimes it's difficult to navigate on your own. It may seem simple, but the amount of stress, the weight of the stress, the pervasiveness of the stress, all these factors can intensify the role of coping, relates Dr. Markley. If you feel like you're coping unhealthy or that you don't have the skills you need to cope effectively, that's a good time to reach out for professional support. Yeah, a lot of people will use food as a coping strategy, and it can be healthy and unhealthy. Okay, so everything within moderation, right? Not under eating or overeating. They're both bad either way, right? Um, but like you're having a bad day, so you eat one piece of chocolate, right? That's not a terrible thing because that chocolate is going to give you endorphins, and dark chocolate actually has health benefits. But when it becomes a problem is when you have eaten a whole box of ding dongs in one setting, or vice versa, you've ate that and then purged, or you restrict yourself completely. Hey, H. Davis, welcome.
So we're going to go to the next article. It's verywellhealth.com. So this goes into more detail and things. And I want to point out, let me go, I'm just skimming through this article. So let's talk about why do we use coping mechanisms? Did you know stress is avoidable. Whether due to daily life, a traffic jam, job worries, or sick kids, anxiety over an upcoming activity, or a dangerous or life threatening situation. No matter the circumstance, you depend on coping mechanisms to reduce stress. One of the primary roles of coping skills is to reduce stress, minimize its impact on your life, and develop resilience. Regulate emotions. Controlling your emotions and your emotional reaction protects your feelings and helps you cope with difficult situations. Instead of being overwhelmed by dysregulated emotions, regulating them lets you think, consider the issue, and make better decisions. Like the triple C's I like to go by: calm, cool, and collective. You're calm. So, calm has a meaning of its own. Everything around you is calm because you let it be. You yourself is cool. And at the same time, you're able to collect your thoughts. Calm, cool, and collective. They all work in sequence. If that made any sense, let me know. If it didn't, I'm. It
Yeah,
made
actually,
sense.
that's pretty cool. Actually, I like that thought process. Calm, cool, collective, and that is how you will be able to help problem solve a situation. Because if you're anxiety ridden or you're having anger or these other things, you're not going to be able to problem solve as well. But if you can calm, cool, and collective, you can collect your thoughts and be able to problem solve a whole lot easier.
Yep. Solve problems. Your ability to cope with difficult situations allows you to consider urgent issues and make better decisions. Improve physical and mental health. Stopping ongoing stress is crucial for your physical and mental health. Long-lasting stresses causes chronically high levels of stress hormones. These hormones can lead to depression, digestive problems, muscle aches, weight gain, and heart disease, to name a few of the most serious side effects. Okay, I'm guilty because I have all those. Because every little thing in my life stresses me out. I said it.
I will tell you, I agree. Especially having family, things to take care of. See, when we were little, we always said, "I can't wait to grow up. I can't." We didn't realize growing up meant taking on so much of the world onto our shoulders until we got grown.
Yep. So I just wanted to share that, and therapy. Okay. So there's two common ways that people cope with stress are problem focused coping and emotional focused coping. Problem focused coping aims to change or eliminate the source of your stress by directly confronting the issue. This type of coping works if you have some control over the situation that is causing you stress. Okay, so me, if I just had, I'll share. Okay, if I could just sell my property, right, and buy an RV, okay, and just leave and not be stuck in one place, I would be less stressful. Just get up and go. If you're not feeling the vibe where you're at, you're in your RV. You could go to the gas station, put some gas in it, and travel. You know? And every 30 days, every couple weeks, go back to where you're from. You know? That's just me. That's what I want to do. I want to be able to do that. When I hit a certain age in life, when I hit my 50s, I'm not gonna be living where I live in my mid 50s to late 50s. I'm buying an RV and I'm traveling because I don't want to be just stuck in one place. Some people are happy in life, just to have the roof over their head. They could come home. But there's a lot of responsibilities to that. You know what I'm saying? You got property taxes. You got to worry about your roof leaking. You got a lot of plumbing. Okay. Lawn maintenance. Got to mow the lawn outside. With an RV, yeah, you got maintenance on a vehicle, but you don't got to worry about mowing your yard. You don't got to worry about a septic tank, having the septic drained every 3 to 5 years. That's an arm and a leg in price to have somebody come out and do it. Yeah, it's just, listen to me bitching. Oh, man.
Well, I'll say this as someone who takes care of a household daily and has, so much to deal with when it comes to that. Like, and I know what it's like trying to do the upkeep and taking care of this and that. And life in itself is, has always been stressful. And then as we get older, right, then we go from our parents caring for us to us caring for them. And being a caretaker in itself, for those who are caretakers out there, is very stressful. And you got to remember there's this old adage of always, you have to take care of yourself first and your mental health and your physical health before you can take care of anybody else. Just like they, talk about when you're on an airplane, they'll tell you to put your oxygen mask on first and then put someone else's on. The reason they say that is because how can you help them with theirs if you're passed out? Because you didn't take care of yourself first. So please, everybody out there, remember to try to learn some of these mechanisms to help yourself, because that way you can help others and lessen the burden on yourself.
Yep. Anything else you want to share?
No, right now, unless you want to go on to some of the more stuff in the article, or
yeah, continue on with the article. So, like I talk about quite frequently, if you're, so let's get back to what I was coping mechanisms, problem focused coping. Okay. This type of coping works if you have some control over the situation that's causing you stress. Example, problem-focused coping strategies for specific situations can include situation. You frequently fight with your partner, which causes a stressful relationship. The first thing you do is seek counseling and set boundaries. And if those don't work, end the relationship.
I got something to say about that one. I've always told people, whether it be a friendship or a relationship, right? Yep. When it's a bad situation or a toxic situation, you have 3 options. I've told this to many friends of mine who were leaving bad marriages. You have 3 options, and I can't make this choice for you. You have to make it yourself. Either 1, leave it the same, don't say anything, it's going to stay the same, right? So it's just going to be bad all around. 2, go get therapy, go get help, couples counseling, try to fix the situation. Or 3, leave. There literally, that is there is no other option. Those are the 3, and you have to live with the consequence of which one of the 3 choices that you choose. You know what I'm saying? And realize which one is best for you. Sometimes ending a relationship or friendship is what is best. Sometimes going to get help. And if it's a case, let's say that you can't change it, let's say it's a family member, like a very close family member. Like some people have toxic parents, right? Then you set your boundaries. And if they continue to cross those boundaries, cut them off. Make sure you know if you don't put your foot down, they're going to keep crossing your boundaries and hurting you, right? I've had to cut off someone in my life that was very close to me that I love dearly because they didn't respect my boundaries. And I have found way more peace. Now, do I miss them? Do I wish them okay? Do I worry about them sometimes? Yes, that's a part of that decision. But I'm at more peace because when they were there, it was constant stress. It was constant causing problems and things in my life that were to the point I was anxious all the time and going through it. So sometimes you have to do it even if it hurts. And it's gonna hurt if you love someone. But yes, that's I had to share that.
So now, another situation. Your job requires you to do presentations, but public speaking causes you stress. Possible responses: practice in front of family or friends. Hire a public speaking coach. Take a public speaking course. Find a different job that does not require public speaking.
One of our best public speakers in here today is H. Davis. And he's in here today. That's one of our star team players over there. I had to give him a shout out because when we talk about public speaking, I'm like, eh. Shout out to you, H. Davis. Oh, this one's going to hit us all right here, this situation.
Another situation. You are diagnosed with high blood pressure. Talk to your healthcare provider about medication options. Exercise regularly. Reduce your salt intake. I don't use salt. Like, I hate salt, to be honest.
I'll tell you what I found as a healthy alternative myself. Um, because my hubby actually has what they call Meniere's ear disease. Okay. And so salt is a very bad thing for it. It can make the vertigo worse, all that other stuff. So we actually use sea salt. We use pink Himalayan sea salt. It's a healthy alternative, and all those things. You still get because you actually there are some minerals found in it that you actually need, but there are some things other in it that you don't need, right? And you're exactly true on that postcards with pots. You've got to be very careful with salt and different things, and making your pulse rate get up too high, your blood pressure and whatnot. So salt is, you need tons of salt. But also, for some people, depending on like myself, I was actually low in sodium when I went back to my doctor. That's why I tell people, like for this situation, this is a problem solving one, right? Also get your blood work done and get a CBC with differential, and it'll tell you what you're lacking in which minerals, because sometimes you need salt. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I was saying, Miss Postcard Lady. The healthier salts is like the pink Himalayan or, the mineral rich salts. They're so much better for you than the regular table salt with iodine in it. That's actually, some of the chemicals in it I don't think are so good for people, when sea salt is a more natural, occurring thing that our bodies actually do crave sometimes. You have Eleanor's down nose too. Yeah, ED is a connective tissue disease for those who are hearing the sound of our voices who may not understand what that is. Just saying. And POTS is a thing that causes your blood pressure to bottom out and or raise up. And so people who have POTS, theirs bottoms out real bad, they have to take a seat and calm theirs, and or get up and walk. But most of the time it goes too high, so they have to sit down or they'll pass out. Am I right, Miss Postcard? I hope I explained that correctly. But yes, coping mechanisms.
So, emotion focused coping. It's impossible to avoid stress completely, particularly in situations in which you have no control over the source of your stress. In these circumstances, emotion-focused coping strategies can help you handle your feelings by changing the way you respond to your stress. Example: emotion-focused strategies for specific situations could include: your partner is diagnosed with cancer, causing you fear and anxiety. Possible responses: gather information about the disease. Join a support group. Journal your feelings. Situation: you're attending a party, but being around a group of people makes you anxious. Possible responses: practice deep breathing. Go with a friend for social support. Plan topics of conversations. And then you have coping mechanism versus defensive coping mechanisms. Okay. We've already gone through those. That's what I wanted to just touch bases with, how to improve your coping mechanisms, which is important. So I want to drop the link, and if anybody wants to come up on panel, you're more than welcome. So, postcards. Her name's Kathy.
Oh, hey, Miss Kathy.
She's like, she's impressed with your knowledge.
I try to learn a little bit about everything, because here's the thing. I learned about POTS because of some young ladies that I watched who had amazing. I love German Shepherds, and there was when I was in Walmart one day, there was a young lady who had one, and she had a service dog. And you're not supposed to pet service dogs because they have a job to do. But she would allow a little pet, and then you step away, right? But I always ask before because some animals are emotional support animals, right? And they don't necessarily have a job doing. Everybody lets them pet them, or things like that. But then dogs that are trained for POTS, you're not supposed to take them off guard. But so obviously I asked what, I was just being curious, and she knew it was coming from curiosity and not being a hate person. I asked her what, because I'd never heard what POTS was before, right? And I asked her about it, and there's different like she would explain, like, you this, and this is how it works. And then Eleanor's down nose, the reason I know what ED is because one of my favorite drag queens from RuPaul's Drag Race actually has it, and I wanted to research it. So I think we should all, knowledge is power, and take the stigma. Like when we talk about taking the stigma out of mental health conditions, right? We should also take the stigma out of physical conditions, when it comes to your health in general. Just because you have something going on, because every one of us has something, right? Every one of us go through things, and why can't we be there to support each other about everything, right? And I love removing stigmas. That's one of my favorite things, Miss Kathy, because if you don't understand something, ask. Like there's a lot of people who I've met, because my child has mild cerebral palsy. They automatically assume for him that it means he also has learning disabilities or different things. And I have to explain to people really what cerebral palsy is. Can it include learning disabilities? Yes. But for most patients with cerebral palsy, it's a physical condition. It affects their limbs, their arms, their legs, one side or the other, right? It's basically the child has had some kind of either under brain development during utero or a stroke after birth. That's pretty much, it's a form of brain damage. But I've had to educate. And so that's why I try to educate myself on other disorders when I learn about them or hear about them for the first time, because I don't want to be insensitive to someone else and what they go through, right? And I think we should all do that. Take out the stigma for these things. Don't look down upon somebody because they have to do something differently than you do. That's their normal, and it should be okay. Just saying. I love helping people.
So I got a question for you, for chat. So I'm thinking about doing a live about OCD and ODD. I think Wednesday we'll do OCD, as obsessive compulsive disorder, and then Friday we'll do ODD, opposition defiance disorder. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So OCD Wednesday and ODD Friday. That sounds like a rap. That sounds like a rap. I went ahead and put that in, so we can remember, because we both, like, I have ADHD, and if I don't write things down, I go, what was I saying again? That sounds like a rap song or something, don't it? It sounds like a rap. OCD Wednesday, ODD Friday.
Like, yo. So I know people that have OCD, but are you down with the ODD? I hope you're not, because that's just crazy. Because ODD, you always defiant, always causing problems. Ain't got, yeah.
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying, Mr. Etiquette. Woo! Right off the top of the dome. Okay, I'm just saying. Woo!
I just wish I could keep it going. You get going to a certain extent, and then you just freeze up, and you're like, shit, my brain feels like smush.
See, that I will say that is a part of being neurodivergent, is you're so good at it, but then all of a sudden your brain blanks for no apparent reason and goes, and you're like, brain, hey, you were doing so good. Why did you do that, brain?
Like, you know who Harry Mack is?
Yeah, well, because of you, I do.
He's 35 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. He looks older, but he's 35. And his freestyle is insane. Harry Mack. You got to go look him up on YouTube. He does rap.
Would you like me to drop his channel link in the chat for people so they can go look? I have it.
I'm good. One day I'm going to just sit on Omegle, right?
Yeah.
And hopefully he would pop up.
This is his channel link so that with what we're talking about, y'all know who he is, and you can check out his music and the things and all things. I'm pretty sure that's him, Harry Mack. He got a check mark beside his name.
Yeah.
Or music. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, that's him.
Yep. He does Omegle bars. What that means is he'll be cammed up, and he'll be recording. Okay. And he'll be on Omegle, and he'll ask those people for 3 challenging words. Okay. And then he'll say no animals, no food, because they're easy. He says challenging. So that's what he does. And he'll rap to those challenging words. So, but yeah, I haven't been sleeping lately. Have you, Charlie?
Well, I've been some nights falling asleep early, and then other nights I can't get to bed till 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, and the crazy part, I'm always falling asleep early when I want to do something, like going over to G2Ks to sing karaoke or, hang out with people. And then on the days that there's nothing going on, I can't sleep.
Yep.
I'm like, this is messed up, man.
Yeah, I'm about to call it an early night because I haven't been sleeping well either. So I'll bring you up for a minute, Sherry.
I would like to hear Mr. H. Davis one day talk to us about his public speaking engagements and hear all about his, because I'm new to the community, obviously, and I want to hear about his. I want to hear.
Got off the phone with H. Davis. He'll probably be here.
I want to hear about like his medals and stuff that he's won.
Yes, I'm very proud of him. He's excelled at everything he's ever done. How many people can you name that's done that? He's getting his second degree. His first degree was in communication. Second degree is going to be in government. So if he takes a job in governmental communication, he's got it. He's very.
I really love Mr. H. Davis. I want him to know that from the bottom of my heart, and I think he's an amazing human being.
He is.
And I want to know more about his story because when someone has like so much to say, that's like, I just know he has so much to say and I just want to hear it.
I understand, Charlie. And thank you, Eddie, for letting me come up. But I hope H. Davis comes up and tells you about his life and tells you he's met almost every goal he's ever set. That takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of motivation to be that way. And he has shown every bit of it. Bye, guys. Thank you for letting me up.
You're welcome.
Cookies, Auntie Sherry.
What's up?
Hey, what's up?
How you doing?
Good, just finishing up my coping mechanism.
Would
Which
you
y'all
like to
know.
expand?
Yes, that's why I wanted to come up, was talk about my main coping mechanism it's for a multitude of things. It helps me slow down the world a little bit, even though it's like just an hour at a time, depending upon the size, and that's cigar enjoyment. It helps me alleviate anxiety. It often puts me in a better mood when I'm able to have it, which I'm sure part of that may be, nicotine addiction, but it does help me slow down the world for a moment. It gives me something to focus on, like the flavor notes and such, and just the ritual of, pre-toasting, then fully lighting, cutting it before that, and everything. And that's one of my main coping mechanisms. The other main one I have is gaming. And oftentimes, especially lately with how I've been mentally, I don't know what the word would be, but I kind of just vibe out in games. Like, I don't necessarily play. I'll just, like, GTA, I'll get in a car or on a motorcycle and just go for a ride kind of thing. Stuff like that. But those are my two main coping mechanisms.
Okay.
I love video games myself as a coping mechanism because I grew up in the era of when they came out, right? And so even when I was very young, like that was my escape from the world, that and books. I love to read, right? And so if I get too stressed, and music, I will say this, music therapy to me has been one of the best things in the world. If I'm sad, if I'm upset, if I'm anxious, if I'm angry, I can turn on music, just like, Mr. Eddie, where you were talking about Mr. Harry Mack and whatnot, and different, like how you like R&B. And I can't wait until you invite me to your podcast so I can hear it, because I'm going to tune into every episode. You know what I'm saying? And listen to y'all about music and entertainment, because that keeps our mind off of, stressors and things, right? And a lot of times, like, that's what helps us. It gives us a break for a minute. You know what I'm saying? It gives us a break from the daily things that we go through, and even coming on here and us being able to speak to each other and talk and laugh and be stupid every once in a while, and just have fun. It helps us take that moment from the real world, because the real world is already, like, when you're going through physical disabilities and mental problems, that could be a coping mechanism technically. And sometimes, can it be unhealthy or healthy? Yes, depending on how you let it affect you, right? Anything within moderation, like food. Like I said, food can be bad if you're using it in a way where it's unhealthy. But let's say it's just, you know what, today I'm having a bad day, so I'm gonna get my favorite candy bar and I'm gonna eat me a piece. You know what I'm saying? And it just makes you feel better. Or I'm going to go grab my favorite drink. I don't, and make myself feel better. Or I'm
Yes.
going to go take a me day and do, facial care, or cleaning under your, just like getting your hair done, getting your hair cut, Mr. Eddie. Technically, believe it or not, that could be considered a coping mechanism or a healthy alternative, because it makes you feel better about yourself. It
Yes.
makes you, like, there's different things we can all do. Some people love art. Some people like crocheting. Some people like, there's many. Have you ever noticed that most like coping mechanisms, we're talking about to cope with stress and daily things, most of it is for analytical people, it's mathematics and things like that. But for most people, it's a creative outlet of some kind. You're using the creative side of your brain, whether it be music expression, dance expression, things like that. A lot of people use their creative side to help them de-stress. And he was talking about your favorite de-stressing earlier, babe. I'm waiting on that little evil giggle to come out.
So, yeah, H Davis, I like to speak in front of people. When I was in school, I took oral communications. Oral communications teaches you how to speak in front of people, how to publicly speak.
Oh, I hate that. I stress out so much when I gotta do that.
Why?
I just hate being the center of attention at any moment. I've had to really only do it twice. Once when I made Eagle Scout, and then when I got married the first time.
Well, that's like introverted people versus extroverted, right? And then people who are afraid of crowds. That was one of the things that they were talking about in that article that we were going over, is, being in a crowd sometimes can make you completely stressed out. So, do them breathing techniques and bringing someone as a friend or something, so it's not as daunting or of a task. So some people may have problems public speaking, while someone else is perfectly fine doing it and they're okay with it, versus somebody else, like, let's say, has an issue with, like heart disease, while someone else doesn't. There's like, every person has their thing. And I think that, Mr. H. Davis, you're amazing. To be able to have that kind of, to be able to do that. And that's when I first started streaming. I don't know about you, Mr. Eddie, but I would always like be afraid of dead air and think I have to fill every space, and I would stumble over my words. I was so nervous. And then as time went on, I became more comfortable, right? Just like with anything. And that's, I think, how public speaking goes. The more comfortable you get doing it, and you get more relaxed, you know? It's almost like being out of your comfort zone, and then it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
You want to know what my words were? I don't know if y'all have them, but my words that I used to go to all the time were see what had happened. Not see what happened was. That's just my catchphrase. Ciao. I say ciao all the time. Ciao, ciao. My friend said, "Do you realize how much you say that?" I was like, "Nah, I didn't realize it at all." And see what had happened was, oops. And she actually is the one that helped me break that habit. And if she hears this, or I don't know if she ever will, but Jay Dunn, I shout out to you, because you're the one that helped me realize to break that habit. It was a bad one. They're called comfort words. Sometimes we use them when we're nervous. Do you have a phrase, Mr. Eddie, that you use like when you get like real anxious, that becomes like almost like over and over again? You'll say it like whether it be or a sound or a word, it's a specific word. I know I do.
No.
See, I do. Well, you don't seem to have an issue speaking publicly.
See, my vocabulary, the negative verbal responses weren't part of my vocabulary until I took oral communications. And I got that professor fired from teaching in college ever again.
Ooh, what do you do?
Okay. So the there's two major negative verbal responses you can do while public speaking. Hold on.
I love learning. Yeah, we gonna learn something. Let's pull up a chair.
So, and you know.
That's another one. That was my other bad one.
And you know. Those two are negative verbal responses. And you know. Okay. And so when you're speaking publicly and you're afraid to mess up, just pause. Just pause. Collect your thoughts. And then continue. Too many these politicians don't even know how to speak properly publicly. They're like, well, well, George, was here yesterday, and I'm like, is that how you talk every day? Because I don't want to listen. So,
Oh, I totally had. I had problems with that, and mine was just because of nervousness. And then when I got more comfortable, I realized I didn't have to fill spaces, right? I didn't have to fill those empty moments when I'm reading the chat, or have to think so fast on my feet. I could take my time and think thoroughly.
so what happened with the college professor is there was a guy by the name of Andre in our class, and he did his informative speech on IEDs. Does anybody here know what an IED is?
That's
Yes.
like an IEP, right?
No.
I do.
IED.
Oh, from like for soldiers.
Yes. Do you know what
Okay,
an
yeah.
IED is?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
an
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a roadside bomb.
Yep.
Okay. And Andre was a veteran, and he did his informative speech on that. Okay. And I'm listening. Okay. And then a couple other people did their speeches, and I'm just listening. And every time the professor would critique their project, I was counting how many times he said, and while he was critiquing the other students about saying, and.
Yes.
So, in 15 minutes of listening to the professor speak, I counted him saying it at least 30 times in 15 minutes. So I raised my hand and I said, Professor, this class is called Oral Communications, How to Speak Properly in Front of a Group of People.
Yes.
Am I correct? He said, yes. I said, every day that I'm in this class, I'm speaking worse in front of people than I am better. I said, before I started this class, and was never in my vocabulary until you came along.
Eddie,
Okay? Yeah.
you want me to freak you out? My father was my public speaking teacher,
Yeah.
and my mother and I were in the class. He gave us extemporaneous topics to speak on, and mine was what are the advantages and disadvantages of owning a bicycle? I mean, we didn't know what our topic was when we walked up there, but my father taught that course. I made an A in it. And you
Yep.
know what? I said, Dad, what did you do with all of our note cards and stuff? He said, I burned them. I'm like, Dad.
So
My mother got up there and she froze.
when I get
I'm in the back. I'm going like, cut, Dad. Don't you do this to her. He made her stand there till she was so afraid. And I'm going, no,
yeah. So
excuse her, Dad. She's your wife and she is frozen because she can't speak because you're the professor. That's weird as hell, let me tell you that, Eddie. Now I'll be quiet, but that's really weird as hell to have your dad as your public. Of course, he was qualified to teach it.
yeah. So but
I'll be quiet.
another word when you're in a conversation or speaking, the word but. When you say the word but.
Don't use the word but. Use the word yet. Yet.
Correct. Correct.
I believe this, yet I could be wrong. When you use the word but, you negate everything you just said before.
Correct. Correct. You are right. So when I was going off on the professor, I said, in the past 15 minutes, you have done what you're telling us not to do. As a professor, you're supposed to lead by an example. And you have done neither. You have been horrible. You have made my knowledge of public speaking worse.
Good. Good for you, Eddie. Good for you. Speak up. I walked out of it. I walked out of class.
I got him fired because I was student president on campus. Yep.
Okay. You don't use and and that kind of stuff in public speaking. You have to leave those little articles out.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I'm smoking.
So, H. Davis, when are you going to come up and do your speech that you did the other day? Your public speech. I want to hear it.
I'm so excited to hear it. And also, Miss Kathy, you're right, vernacular. It's all about using different language. Like I everybody knows that, I'm ghetto fabulous.
See, there you go. You know.
Yeah, I'm ghetto fabulous. See, what happened was a retro speed. I still sometimes do that unintentionally because my brain moves so fast that sometimes my mouth and my mind don't catch up to each other, which is the ADHD thing. But I
Well,
know that
if your daddy taught the course, you know better than I now. And by the way, Charlie, I love you.
I love you too, Auntie Sherry. But yeah, I want to hear that speech, because like I just want to hear it, H. Davis. Oh, look, we got somebody here. We got us a superstar.
Somebody's echoing really bad.
H. Davis, H. Davis, would you please get up here and talk about
Babe, I think it's your sound again. It's
your
got that.
communication skills,
Sorry.
please?
What's up, H. Davis?
Nothing much. Just busy as
So,
usual.
what day do you want to do that speech?
I don't know. I'll let you know. Well, tomorrow I'm free.
Huh?
Tomorrow I'm free.
Okay, so we can go live, and I could just go live. Let's chill with H. Davis. That's the live stream. Let's chill with H. Davis.
What time?
5:30.
Okay.
5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
That's good for me. He does have a degree in communications, you guys.
There you
And
go,
now
Charlie.
he's going to
Tomorrow, we'll do it.
graduate in April with a governmental degree. So he's going to be a governmental communicator, in my opinion. He's important. He knows what's going on in the world, and he shares it.
Thank you, Mama
And
Sarah.
he shares God and love.
I do it to make people feel good.
So tomorrow, let's chill with H. Davis at 5:30 p.m.
30.
Are you working tomorrow?
I'll go back till Friday.
Okay, so tomorrow, which is Tuesday.
What time is it for you right now, H. Davis? So I could tell you the time zone.
I'm on Eastern time.
Oh, okay. So you're with him. Okay, good. You don't have to worry about it then. I was going to do the conversion.
Because I gotta look for that.
It's just an hour back, Fever Central. Hey, the thing is, Eddie, is that H. Davis is a very well-renowned speaker for Special Olympics. He has spoken to a crowd of 2,000 people.
Auntie Sherry, you're talking to me like this is the first time I've met H. Davis.
Well, I'm sorry. I don't know the particulars. I'm sorry.
Just let people know.
Please excuse me.
It's okay, Auntie Sherry. It's okay.
It's okay. It's okay. I just know him very well.
Yes, so don't I.
He does too, Mama.
He's the channel celebrity.
And where is the Charlie? The champ is here.
The champ is here.
Oh,
We got to get him his own entrance music. I swear. You're going to make me go find a soundboard song for you. And I'm going to get one that says the champ is here. So every time you come in, we can press that button in the back end.
wow. Wow.
He deserves it. Every bit of it. He's worked so damn. Y'all don't know how damn hard he's worked for everything he's done. I do. I understand.
I do too.
I've been with him for several years, and he's kept me up to date with what he's working on, who he knows, and everything else.
Yep.
So we're close. We were estranged for a while, but we're even closer than ever now.
74 Special Olympic medals. 74.
I think more than that now.
No, it's 74.
Oh, I was thinking 64. That was a while back.
No, 74. He's got more to come.
I know he's an athletic genius, really. He is an athletic man.
So he's got to get one more. He's got to get at least to 75 so he can retire. H. Davis.
If he retires, he still will work with Special Olympics. He's got the highest honor of that Special Olympics gives. It's a certificate. Have you seen it?
Yep.
Okay. I mean, that's the highest certificate you can get.
He fell off. What's
He'll
up,
be he'll be
CFM
back.
Rocksman?
He'll be back. He has phone calls that he has to make at certain times to people he loves.
Yep. There he is. You can turn your camera off, H. Davis.
Man, sorry about that. I had to check on somebody.
Yeah, we know. We heard.
Oh, man. I got a question.
What's up, H. Davis?
Well, I get an introduction or what? I was just asking.
Will you get an introduction?
I was just asking. Because
Yeah, I'm going to introduce you on stage.
Oh, and I gotta find that speech I did in front of 18,000 people.
I will be like, before I bring you up on stage,
Uh-huh.
I'll be like, introducing the one and only 74 Special Olympic medals.
It's 72.
I thought it was 74.
It's 72.
So it went down. So you miscounted.
Yeah. I'll check tonight. I can check it. Yeah, I'll check tonight.
Yeah, you better make sure.
Okay, so y'all want to hear the new sound for H. Davis that I just found and I uploaded?
Yeah.
The champ is here.
I can't hear it, Charlie.
Can you hear? Okay,
Hold on. Let me go to it. Let me find it.
it's under soundboard, under sounds.
The champ is here.
Go on mute real quick.
The champ is here.
Did you hear that, H. Davis?
Yes.
The champ is here.
In the count, I don't want y'all to hear the noise. You count my medals right now. I'm going to mute.
I thought that would be an awesome addition. Every time we see H. Davis, we can go over there and click on the soundboard and go, the champ is here.
You're so sweet, Charlie. You are too, Eddie, and so is H. Davis. You guys are just really my kind of people.
Hey, CFM Queen, beautiful. And I'm just want to say it's so nice to also meet Miss Kathy. I don't know if we've had any interaction before this because I have a very bad memory sometimes. But it's so good learning about you and getting to know you more. I just want to say that because I love learning and getting to know new people and, amazing different personalities. And, I love people's stories. To me, that's what makes life amazing.
I love it too. I love to hear about everybody's experiences.
I love my CFM queen. She's my ghostwriter, if y'all didn't know. She can write really great musics and raps and things. And I told her, she'd be my ghostwriter. But I told her she needs to sing them and do them. But she said, she don't want to. So I said, shoot, I'll do it for you then. You be my ghostwriter. She's such a beautiful soul. CFM Queen Rocks is. She really is.
Hey, Eddie, do you know what NAMI is? NAMI?
Yes.
Okay, my caregiver goes to that like once a week. And she's the most wonderful person. She's got a daughter who's 20 now. She's just, she's a retired English professor. She stimulates me intellectually. I'm not afraid to use any word in front of her because she already probably does it. And I have to dumb down myself sometimes because I can't help it. I'm well read. And a lot of people don't like you if you're smart, by the way. Just let me tell you. H. Davis will tell you that. They don't like it. They don't like it at all. It's just almost as bad as being unable to do anything. They don't like you. And H. Davis will tell you this. They don't like truth tellers, do they, H. Davis? Do they? Do they like truth tellers
He's
on
busy.
YouTube? No. I'm so proud of H. Davis. He was my baby to begin with. He knows it too. Things happen. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. People make me happy.
Uh-oh. H. Davis fell off. He was trying to count all them medals. I think he counted entirely too much. No,
No,
just kidding. I'm joking.
he's going to put on all of his medals so he can show them to us. That's probably what he's doing right now.
It's amazing, though, to have 42 medals. You know what I'm
40.
saying? Did I
What'd
say
you
it? It is 42, right?
No, 74.
Oh, 74. Why did I say 42? I don't know. There goes my ADHD. Um,
Because I have ADHD too. I understand.
72, that is an accomplishment. That
I've learned to deal with it. Coping skills. You have to, Charlie.
I think that's what mixed me up was the 74 a while ago to the 72, and for some reason my brain said 42.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that completely. People think I'm not paying attention at all sometimes until they ask me a question. And then I'm like, I was listening all the time, even though I was doing something else. That's the only way I got through school. Hell, I was in the fifth grade trying to figure out how old I'd be in the year 2000. I mean, we're talking about a weirdo here. It's kind of funny, Eddie. You have to admit it. H. Davis will come back up. He's my sweet boy. He's always loved me. I've always loved him. We've had a little riff in between, and it really wasn't his fault. He was used by other people, and he fell for it. And so, you know, it was private conversations between him and me, and they were spliced and cut apart and put together. And it was, by the time it was aired, it was not anything about what we talked about. Really, people do that kind of stuff. Eddie, I gotta ask you something. Did you know some of these mean girls on YouTube called APS on me? APS wakes me up. Well, my caregiver wakes me up and says, APS is in the driveway. I said, okay. I pushed my sleep mask up, walked out just the way I am. And I said, yes. And she said, can you answer any of these allegations? I said, I'll be glad to. She said, are you barricaded in your home? I said, no. My caregiver's standing there. Listen to this. She's already grinning. And then she says, do you know this creator, this creator, this creator? And I said, yes. She said, have they ever taken advantage of you? I said, no. And she said, I'm telling you, do you think you have dementia? I said, I don't think so. I'm serious. These mean girls did this to me. And then they go through the whole thing. And I asked her to come into my house and sit down, and she could see that I had a well appointed house, and I didn't wish for anything. And I went out with her, and I said, "Well, I hope I've answered all your questions." Those are only half the allegations. I can't remember them all because they were so stupid,
Wow.
really, and untrue. And but you know what? She said, I am closing this case today. She said, it's ridiculous. Is it true you let your caregiver drive your truck? I said, yes. She's on my insurance plan. Yes, she's allowed to drive. I cannot drive. I'm homebound. I could barely get around my house. And she saw all the medical equipment, everything in my house. And, these people were they were just trying to be mean. This is stupid. And she said, I'm going back to the office and I'm closing this right now. She's closing that case. But can you believe people on YouTube would have the nerve to call APS to check on me? And it wasn't done because they were concerned. It was done to be an inconvenience. And
Wow.
that's all I have to say about that, quoting Tom Hanks.
That's crazy.
Well, they did. If you don't think people go real life on you, they do.
Oh, they do. I know. I know.
Why would they do that? Go to Jinky. She's been here. She can tell you I have everything at my fingertips. Ain't nobody getting to this house. It's crazy. It's crazy. I want to know what the point of it was. What were you supposed to accomplish by that? And you're calling from out of state. What were you supposed to be accomplishing by calling APS on me? Huh? It wasn't a concern. Not at all. Do you have dementia? I said, well, you've been talking to me for a few minutes. Do you think I have? She said, no. She said, I'm going back to the office. I'm closing this. I said, thank you. Bye-bye. That's about my first dealing with APS, either. That's pretty damn sad. What do you think, Andy?
It is sad.
What do you think about that, Charlie?
I think that people need to, on this internet, leave
Can
people
you
alone and
can you
just let them
believe
live their
that?
best life.
Charlie, I'm not even a creator. I just appear here and there. Whoever that was being very overly dramatic about
Oh,
stuff.
okay, we have a correct counting of the medals now. 73 medals.
All right.
All right,
Show them
I had to say that out loud.
H. Davis, come up here and show them, buddy. I want you to put everyone around your neck and come up here and grin it, just like you always do. He's got the prettiest smile of anybody I've ever met. Really, he's been my baby for a long time. But then he kind of left me for a while. But I forgave him. He forgave me. And, that's what real friends do.
Yep.
Real friends stick by you. Even if you get a little angry at them anytime. I don't know about those APS people, but I'll tell you, some of them I haven't heard from since. It's just a certain group. And I told that APS lady, I said, this has to be the mean girls. And they're not the mean girls that you think. They're the mean girls that they got H. Davis to show his messages to them. And then they were cut, spliced, and used however they wanted to use them. I was like, oh my gosh. Even H. Davis will tell you that. They were not the same messages. But he was complicit in it. And that's the thing that hurt my feelings the most. I felt like I had lost him forever. But I haven't. I love him so very much. I have done nothing but support him in every endeavor. And notice I'm not using the word and I know. Right?
See what had happened was a retrospect.
Can you tell I've had public speaking?
Yeah, I've
You tell like a bit. I've been in the classroom all the time. Why would I use those words and I know and just waste precious time?
well, I
Really?
will say I've used certain other words as in the same thing, right? Like I do that all the time. I catch myself, and then when I start thinking about, here's the bad part when you think about that, right? When you start actively trying to not do it, or you start thinking about it, you actually do it sometimes.
Well, you know what? You need to do it over and over and over. Just say the same word over and over and over, and it will disappear from your mind. Like if you have a worm ear, you've got a song in your head. If you want to get rid of that song out of your head, play it 2 or 3 times, and you won't think about it again.
See, that's the polar opposite for me. The bad thing
That is
is,
true. That is
it
true.
sometimes sticks. There was a word that I used quite often. It was child, and it came to the point that I was using it as a explanation point or a period to a sentence. And I was like,
Yeah.
I had to break myself from that. And a friend of mine
Yes.
pointed it out to me because I didn't even realize I was doing it. It
A
was,
lot of people, Charlie, a lot of people say, okay, 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 okay.
you know what I mean, was also a bad one that a catchphrase I would say constantly. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? You feel me?
Yeah.
Uh,
You
that
understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
you heard me. That's another one. You
Did you
heard me.
hear me? Did you hear me? Did you hear me? I'm telling you, I know all of this. But Charlie, you're enlightening me and reminding me of the way in which I should speak.
I have a very crazy vernacular, and most people think that I put on the way that I speak, right? Because I do speak in a ghetto/hood way a lot of the time. That is my normal vernacular. That's just the way I speak, right? It's just because that's where I grew up, right? And when you're around that speech all the time, it
Right,
becomes your
right,
normal.
right, right.
Yeah, or say the word right.
Charlie,
You know what
right?
I mean? You know what I mean,
Know what I
right? You
mean?
feel me? You
Yeah,
feel
I
me?
feel you. I know what you mean.
I used to have bad about that. I had a friend. Oh my god.
I'm laughing so hard because I know
He would
people
go,
say,
you know what I mean? You know what I mean? And it was like every 5 seconds, to the point. If you're around it all the time, I will say it becomes where you accidentally start doing it all the time.
no,
And it
when you
becomes,
say it all the time, it means nothing to the other person.
at that point, it's just like saying LOL. Like I
Yeah.
used to put, no, this is the messed up shit. This is like Miss Kathy just said. I used to put LOL at the end of every sentence, even when it was a serious sentence. Sometimes like, oops, my bad. Didn't mean to.
Oh, don't
It's
say my
habit.
bad. Stop saying my bad. I'm sick of that damn phrase. That's right. Come on, you guys. You can be more
That's just
original
my.
than that.
That's my vernacular, as they would say.
Well, my vernacular in real
Yep.
life is I use words that people don't understand. I mean, some people don't know what my domicile means.
It
There
means
are
your
some,
home.
yes, but a lot, I know you're smart, but there are so many people I have to dumb down my vocabulary to. And I did it as a teacher too, depending on which parent I was speaking to. Was I speaking to the dentist or was I speaking to the mama as a crackhead? So you have to adjust your language to whomever you're speaking. And that's very important. And that's a gift to be able to do that. And I think, Charlie, I think you could do that. I think Eddie can too. We change what we say depending on who we talk to. Whether it's our peers, it's different. If it's our parents, it's different. If it's to somebody else's parents, it's different. If it's to children, it's different.
That's
We
called
adapt.
code switching.
We adapt our language, do we not?
A lot of
Yes.
people call that code switching, right? So therefore, like, let's say you're on the phone and you're on a business call. Well, you're not going to talk informally like you do, let's say, on here, when you could just be yourself and speak the way you normally speak. Or let's say you're doing an educational thing, so you got to use more educational terms and larger vernacular. You know what I'm saying? And
Yes, I
depending
know.
on who you're speaking to, you may have to,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly. That's just
adjust it
what I
accordingly.
said, Charlie.
Yep.
You
Oh, I'm
have to
agreeing with you.
adjust. You have to adjust your language to whom you are speaking. That's true. I don't care, y'all. Y'all may disagree with this, but you have to adjust your language to whom you're speaking. Really. Seriously.
There are some words though that will never be in my vocabulary because they're just too terrible. Like I don't use racist terminology. I don't use terminology that is against anybody for their sexual preference. I do not use terminology that is against
No.
special needs people. I
I don't
cannot
use I
stand
don't
the
use the
R
F
word.
word either. I'm
I don't.
tired of it being a verb and an adverb and a noun and a dangling promise. Uh,
Well, I don't like the R word specifically. That is directed towards special needs people or differently able people because
oh
that
no,
word is used as a negative adjective
no.
towards special needs people.
I know. I grew up in an era when that was not such a bad thing to say. So I know it. I know it. I grew up in the 60s and 70s. And if you go back and look at that era, you'll
Oh my
see.
Ty just said something that's gonna hit us all in the fifties. Conjunction junction, what's your function? I used to love the railroad, the what is it? That when you put the, because you know this, ain't you, sure? Because you was a teacher. You know when they have video day and you put in that tape that said conjunction junction, what's your function? What's the
No, but I got videoed all the time from other schools so
I,
they could take it back and teach them how to.
Schoolhouse Rock? They used to play
Oh,
Schoolhouse
yeah,
Rock during
Schoolhouse
school.
Rock. Do you
Yeah,
remember this, Charlie? Alabama, Alaska, Arizona. You remember that song?
yeah, to
With the
teach you all the
50 states?
states. Yep.
Yeah,
Yes, I did
in
all
alphabetical order.
50 states. Yep.
That's not such a bad thing. I wouldn't let my kids leave my fifth grade class going to middle school without knowing every state and capital. If we had 10 minutes left, I'd drag that stuff out my handmade little cards with Kansas on one side and Topeka on the other. I mean, 10 minutes is precious. And I told my kids, don't you dare go home. And your parents ask you, what'd you learn at school today? And you say, nothing. Don't tell me I stood up here for 8 hours yesterday and I didn't teach you anything. I said, you better come up with something. Oh, she taught us how to multiply fractions or anything. Really. I told him, I said, don't you dare go home and say that. That is an insult to me. It is. And I told them life wasn't fair, and if they didn't believe it, go home and ask their parents. They would affirm it. Or confirm it. Those words are very similar.
So I think what I'll do is I'll have H. Davis bring the medals up tomorrow.
Well, he's still around.
Yeah, I'll have him do it tomorrow.
He's got a lot.
Yeah.
He's an athletic genius. He is getting degrees. And he has been voted the number one person in Special Olympics. He has that certificate. I wish he'd show you that. Or have you seen it? Awarded to him from the head of Special Olympics. Well, Eddie, I guess I took over your show. I'm sorry.
That's fine. What's up, Thai Sport, everybody? Thank you for being up here, Sherry.
I'm so sorry, but
You're good.
I have too much knowledge in my head. And I've got to get it out sometimes.
Yeah.
If I don't, I go to sleep with it.
So I don't know if you're busy tomorrow, Charlie. If you want to be in chat so you can listen to the speech.
Oh yes, I want to hear that speech. I'm even if I'm busy doing stuff, I'm gonna be in that chat. I'm gonna be cheering H. Davis on, and I'll be so excited to hear it because it's gonna be amazing.
I
And
will be there too.
Okay.
Good night, everybody. Thank you, Eddie, and thank you, Charlie, for your hospitality.
huggies, Auntie Sherry.
All right, everybody. You guys take care. I will see you tomorrow at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with H. Davis as a special guest. He'll be doing his speech. And yeah. Charlie.
Well, see what had happened was in retrospect. Well, the thing is,
Bye, everybody.
bye, huggies.